What's good? What's good? What up, though? This is Fredo from the No Cap Sports Show podcast, where sports and convos collide.
And I'm your co-host, Mo Money.
And I'm your other co-host, Jay Will.
Hey everybody, it's Mills Lane. I'm back.
Tell them who you is, D Wade.
You already know. It's D Wade, aka GP from Legacy Sports. You already know what it is.
There it is. There it is, man. What up, family? How y'all be today?
Oh, I'm good.
I'm
man.
good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed, brother. I can't complain.
That's what's up, Mills Lane. I see you over there getting a kick. I'll put my man on the spot. I know. It's about to be live tonight. God dang it. Everybody good? How was everybody's day?
Man, shoot, outstanding.
Outstanding. That's what I want to hear.
Pretty good.
All right, cool. Look here, man. So look here to all our viewers and listeners out there. Hey, before we're going to go ahead and tap into the UNC Kansas game last night. But before that, we want to touch on something serious. While we got while we got our special guest D Wade on here right now for the next 20-25 minutes. So what I want to talk about, guys, is an issue near and dear to our heart. We already talked about it, Mo. We talked about it, D. We talked about it, Jay Will, in terms of issues that's plaguing the Black community. And I just want to get you guys' perspective in terms of, where it's coming from, you know what I'm saying, how deep rooted it really is, and what have you, and what can we do to, to fix it, you know what I'm saying, just make us a better people, just period. Starting with you, Mo.
Oh man, shoot. I don't think the show long enough to name all the issues that we have in the African American community. But I will give us this, and this is not an excuse, but it's just a fact. A lot of the issues have been embedded in us for a long time. And when it's encoded and embedded in your DNA, it's hard to get rid of it. For instance, since the time of slavery, we've been made to think that we're second and third class citizens. Since the time of slavery, we have been separated as people. Now, it could be a father working on a plantation and he's separated from the mother and the children. Those things still plague our community today because it starts with that family. We've been separated from our religion, who our true essence is. A lot of us don't even know where we come from. So when you don't know where you come from, a lot of times you don't know where you're going. So those are the surface issues of what's killing us. Now we could take it to the modern day. What's really, really hurting us is the drug usage, the loss of value of life. I don't think anybody values life like they used to. And nobody values OGs. And I ain't talking about no gang or no drug. We talking about just people in the community that was like an uncle, that was that big homie in the hood that would keep everybody protected, and we would listen to them. You might not always agree with them, but you would listen to them. Through incarceration or whatever it is, those people are gone. So a lot of the people that are left in the hood, they're treating people with no value. They're creating a lot of crash test dummies. So I love to hear y'all take on it, but from where I sit, that's where it's at. We just don't have. It's a lack of leadership in our community, and I think that's what's plaguing us the most.
What you got for me? What you got for me, Mills Lane?
I agree with you, but I'm gonna go back to traumas that we don't deal with, men and women, that materialize as adults, and we, I think we need to get more comfortable talking and seeking help for traumas that happen in our past that again materialize when we grow old and get into relationships and we don't know how to nurture relationships sometimes. Of course, education could always be better. Decolonizing our brains, things like that could always, that's just because systemically we, it's so deep rooted. There is not just one thing. But right now, I just think a big thing for both men and women in the Black community is, learning to deal with our traumas and not bringing them into our current relationships. And, sometimes that can break us. That can break a family, all because you don't know how to deal with what happened to you, something that you maybe don't even remember what happened,
Wow. That's a definitely great perspective. Great point. Great perspective.
I think I definitely agree with Mills. That was one of the big things I was going to touch on, is that Black people got to get out of the mindset that it's not okay to speak on, like she said, traumas and get help. Like us as a Black community, therapy and all of this wasn't a thing that was talked about in my household coming up. Like that wasn't a thing. So I think nowadays, like she said, like people bring so much trauma into new relationships, into marriage, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then a certain person just be so broken to where, like you said, it'll ruin the whole relationship, ruin the whole house. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see more Black people with traumas get more help. Like learn that it's okay to express your feelings to somebody and let people know, because there's professionals out here who can help you with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And another thing I think is a problem in the community these days is gun violence, man. It's crazy. Gun violence is crazy. Like you used to have your gun violence in certain major cities, but you got gun violence everywhere now. You know what I'm saying? And I think with that, I think it's honestly, like Mo said, it's a lack of listening to like your OGs in your neighborhoods and your cities, but it starts at home, man. I think it's a lack of bad parenting. I think nowadays a lot of new parents want to be their kids' friends more so than be a parent. Wow. I think it's a lot of parents who see the bullshit their kids doing, but they want to say, oh, he just being a boy, or he just going through that teenage phase. No, like you creating a damn monster right now. That's what you're doing. Right. And eventually you're not gonna be able to do shit with your own damn kid. You know what I'm saying? And once you can't do nothing with them, what the hell anybody else can do? So that's my take on it.
What you got, D?
Yeah, I totally agree with everything that both of them have said. And I know Camilla is definitely in the in the school system. And my take on that is always, I feel as though like the internet fucked a lot of shit up with the kids' generation today. Yeah. Because back when we was growing up, all your parents would have to do was say, because I said so. And that was word was bond. It wasn't no questioning. It wasn't nothing. And if you ask them a question on something, all you had to do was go by what they said. It wasn't no, let me go ahead and Google it right quick, see if they're telling the truth or not. So you just went off of what your parents said because their word was bond, and that's what you went with. Now, because information is so easily accessible, they can come to you with a problem or ask you a question or something like that, and you best believe the shit better match up with what they Google, or else they're not going to take what you're saying as bond anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's like they feel like they know more than you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because of what they asking, and I just feel like it ends up being a gift and a curse. I mean, we have so much information at the grasp of at our fingertips, and it's just, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, maybe too much information is right. Too much, but you know, back then for us, man, you had to look that shit up in an encyclopedia. Ain't nobody going to the library checking on the encyclopedia to figure out no answers, no questions, nothing like that. So, I mean, you know, I've always been saying like the internet messed a lot of stuff up with the youth now, man, because they're so accessible to so much information. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if it don't match up what you're saying, you know, they're gonna be looking at you like you a fraud or you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
And another thing, real quick before you go, I'm going to cut you off, but not just the internet, GP, bro, it's social media as a whole, man. Like social media, bro, is so damn weird nowadays. It's like, bro, sometimes I don't even want to be on social media at all. Like you got social media women trying to tell men how to be a man. Like that's one of the most mind-boggling things I see on social media. You got women trying to tell a man how to be a man. Like I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got
not only that, a single people telling married people advice.
Right. Like I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. You got single people telling a woman what she should expect from a man in a relationship. Like,
I got one for y'all. People with no kids trying to tell me how to be a parent.
Facts.
It's just social media as a whole, man.
Shit.
Facts.
Yeah.
If your baby mother, baby father was supposed to pick the kid up at 8 and it's 8:15, you should let him pick him up in the way, bro. Ain't nobody tripping off those 15 minutes, man. It is what it is, man. Or like at the end of the day, our relationship may be here today and gone tomorrow. I still got to deal with this baby mother or this baby father, you know what I'm saying, later on down the road. So I'm not jeopardizing all of that on what I'm going through right now. So let me handle mine the way I handle it, and you can handle yours.
Yeah, but let me ask you guys this, man. How did this stuff get embedded in us? You know what I'm saying? In terms of like, I look at all these other, races in terms of whether it's Asians and Caucasians or, what I'm saying, anybody outside of us, like they're supportive of one another, right? We don't support each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we get a leg up, that person that got a leg up, you would think would want to reach back and help the other person. You know what I'm saying? That it's it doesn't happen at all. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of hate. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's a bunch of hating amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? You look at somebody wrong, it's a problem. Nobody want to speak to each other anymore. Nobody want to conversate. Nobody want to sit back and talk about what the real issue is and stuff like that. People just ready to get it in. And I don't know. I just want to know, like, where all this stuff come from, and like how do we fix this shit? You know what I'm saying? How do we fix this shit at the end of the day?
One of the reasons you can fix it is trying to get everybody on the same wavelength as far as financially. Because what breeds envy and jealousy is when you don't have shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When somebody else have more than you, it's kind of hard to tell a person who's starving and somebody else eating not to be jealous. I mean, that's just a human instinct. You're going to want to survive. But a lot of this stuff has been indoctrinated and has been colonized. We've been colonizing for a long time and even segregated. Like the crazy part is, like, we from the South. We don't have no projects like that. You know, we got trailer parks or something like that. You know what I mean? But up north, right?
Right.
We used to go up there in the summer because my grandpa used to live in the Bronx or Brooklyn. Like, so many people were happy living in the projects, the different projects and tenements there. And even us from the South, we like, bro, this ain't right. This like a plantation over here.
Wow.
But you know what I'm saying? It just ain't natural. Like,
Damn.
yeah, there's certain places that we can't go in the South like that. But when we came through in the 80s, it wasn't really like that. Like, you could go pretty much anywhere. That stuff was gone. Like, Jim Crow was gone.
Right.
But even today, there are certain places, like if you go in New York, it's very segregated. You look at Manhattan. Manhattan is predominantly Caucasian. You look at Brooklyn, the Bronx, the 5 boroughs, well, before gentrification, they were primarily
because Brooklyn jumping off.
Yeah, they were primarily African American, and it was that reason. It was that way for a reason, because it kept us segregated, and it kept that mindset there that you were running a rat race, and you were never going to win it. You were just going to kill each other off. You were going to sell drugs to each other, and you were going to keep each other impoverished.
Yeah.
You know what, man? It's did you have something that you want to say, Camilla? I ain't mean to cut you off, huh?
That's okay. No, I think when I think of us coming together, it happens in pockets, especially with Black women. Right. I have a wolf pack, and we support each other. Like, we really, that's what we do. And when I meet people outside of my circle, like, I'm gonna lift you up. You'll hear some of my friends say one of my favorite things is to tell people that, I'm gonna help you. If I can, I'm gonna help you. And I want everybody to win, because I do. There's enough room for all of us. It's just a mind state. And sometimes when, you grow up with a mentality when you feel like you keep scratching and crawling and somebody has something better than you and you want that, you need somebody to teach you that you can get that. You just need to know how to get that. And that's what I think we're lacking in the community with education, as far as financial freedom. You can have, if you want to invest in Bitcoin, which let me say this, I won't, and I don't understand it. But, if you have somebody to educate you on financial freedom, you can have what you think somebody has that may be better than yours, Learn how to budget, learn how to save, case in point, birthday gift to myself. I always buy something for myself.
That's right.
I bought something that I never thought I would buy, a Fendi wrap. Like, I don't even wear labels like that. But I was like, you know what? You deserve this.
Work hard, play hard.
You know what I'm saying? Work hard, play hard. And so it's not that I'm up here. It's just something I knew that I could get because I saved for it and I wanted it. So I think the scratching and crawling, that mentality, we have to break that mentality and learn how to get your wolf pack and support each other.
Yeah, Ebony said she said we need to stop sensationalizing what's not going to make us grow, and I agree with you 100%. Eb. That's a great point. Let me bring this up, guys, because one of the big issues as well is health, right? Health in the Black community. So it's like we have a higher rate of diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease, right? In terms of the food and stuff like that that we consume. And then it's like, I think I live in a prevalent neighborhood in Maryland, but every time I turn around, I don't know if you guys experience this, there's a liquor store and there's a Chinese carryout. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those are guaranteed. There's a liquor store and there's a carryout, and it's like, okay, is it designed this way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do we have to ask for exactly, or do we have to ask for a Panera or a Chopped? You know what I'm saying? Or all these healthy, you know what I'm saying? Healthy,
right?
You're not getting it because that's not what everybody want. They gonna put them Chinese restaurants there because they know all the black people. They know all of us gonna go every week. They gonna put there. At the end of the day, it's all about dollars. They gonna put there. And what do most black people want, especially on a Friday? Your average black person gonna want some Chinese food and some liquor, bro. Like that's you gonna make that money, bro. And black people fall into it.
Exactly. And then we dead
instead of
tomorrow.
driving 20 minutes over here to go get some Panera, you just gonna be like, you know what? Fuck it, it's right up the street. I'm gonna go get some Chinese and. Hey, grab me a bottle of Jack on the way back too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's convenient, man. That's why they put them everywhere.
That's the other part
I don't know. I wouldn't say that people, because I know a lot of people, especially like in PG County, man. They want because they always travel to Virginia to the nice restaurants. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they don't want it. I feel like they want it, but that's what it is. That they feel like you said it was designed for people to only have. Like at the end of the day, for real, ain't nothing wrong with no motherfucking great fried rice and some liquor. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody be traveling across the bridge in Maryland. They be going to Mike's. They be going down Old Town. True. You know what I'm saying? To all them the Black Wall hits. All of them. People be traveling down to them restaurants in those areas in the atmosphere because that's the type of food the atmosphere they like. However, they know if they put it in PG County, it might not stay like that for very long. You know what I'm saying? I.e. the Boulevard. When the Boulevard by RFK Stadium, FedEx, when they first opened, everybody was there. Then all of a sudden, that jump just turned hood. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When they start putting go-go's at the restaurant, then you know that shit about to close down.
You already know, bro. Exactly.
But Ebony brought up a good point, and I was gonna say it comes down to monetary means, man. Like if you can want to eat something all day, like what Mills was talking about saving money. All of this stuff sounds great in theory, but when you robbing Peter to pay Paul, how you gonna afford to eat at Panera? Them ramen noodles sound real good when you broke. You understand what I'm saying? That McDonald's value menu sound real good when you got $4 in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? $4. I don't even think you get anything off the Panera bread menu.
Bro, let me tell you something about that. People will find money or make money or to get what they want.
What they want.
Just like time. People be like, oh, I don't got time with this young lady or whatever because I'm always busy. People make time for what the fuck they want. Yeah. They don't have no problem going to the club, buying a bottle or buying a table, and they make the same motherfucking amount. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't think it's that it's the financial means because again, I'm talking about PG County. PG County is one of the top 5 richest among the black community counties in the United States. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a financial means. It's just that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I don't know PG County. I'm talking about where I'm from, bro. It's fucked up. Like nobody ain't popping bottles in the club. If they popping bottles, it's MD 2020 or Sparks 211. It ain't like that down here. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is really dirt poor. You know what I mean?
And if they are popping bottles, then for that next 2-3 weeks, they are eating ramen noodles. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, bro. Like motherfuckers is really fucked up down here. Like it ain't no jobs because in the South right now, the service industry is going away. Like the textile industry is going away. Those jobs are going overseas. So they literally fighting over 5 or 6 jobs. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going through. I don't know about anywhere else. I can only speak about where I'm from. And it's a monetary thing. Because where I grew up, it wasn't a whole lot of like robbing or whatever. It was, everybody did their little dirt or whatever. But now it's so bad that everybody is liable to get robbed because they don't have it and they getting it how they can. I ain't saying that's right or wrong, but that's what's going on.
And
I don't know, man. I be seeing a lot of people that make less than me travel more than I do, bro.
Yeah, I don't understand that shit.
They put that on layaway or something.
Motherfucker thought that was a job. They stay in
layaway vacation.
Jamaica, I'm trying to tell you.
Miami and Puerto Rico, boy, they stay over there.
Yeah, but it's something that is, we're not going to solve this in a conversation. And I'm going to compare it to when Vice President Harris got one of her assignments when she took office was to help to understand and help with immigration. And one thing she did was she went to the Central American countries to try to see, you know, what can we fix here to make it so people will want to stay in your own country, you know. So, but that's not going to, she can't solve it in 4 years, right? It's going to take so much work. And because you're dealing with changing your how you think, changing your mentality, you know, the education system and educating ourselves.
Right.
It's going to take, you know, financial freedom. It's going to take so many levels of, you know, what's one thing we could tackle right now? I don't know that really anything really trumps anything. You know, the gun violence, that's huge. You know, education, that's huge. Trauma and mental health, that's huge. Healthcare, that's huge. You know, what part of it can we tackle? I mean, you know, you got to kind of get small bites, but it's going to take so long, you know. So maybe education is the key, you know. I don't know. I don't have the answer.
Camilla.
So I would say this. I would say this. I agree totally what you're saying, Camilla. Also, something that I see is a lot of people. I'm not saying that people don't want to work. I see and I feel a lot of people don't want to put in the time and energy to do the same thing you do. You go to work and work hard. Fred, everybody, we go to work and work hard. Our 8 hours or 10 hours, however many hours we work a day. But the mentality is, if I could just spend 5 minutes and rob this person that work hard, they feel like they're getting a better deal out of it. You know what I'm saying? People, some people just don't want to put in the work to be able to do nothing. And I'm not saying it's all of this new generation, but a lot of it is, I mean, because we came in as was working and we got to pay our dues. We work as interns. We work our way up. Now, I've had so many people I've been managers of that just getting out of college. They want to make the same things you make.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Without no work. They don't need, I mean, they've been in there, they've been in the job 2 months and they already asking for a raise. We just didn't come up like that. Now, one thing I will give them is that, you know what I'm saying, I probably should have asked for more money ways sooner than I did. So I give them that courage to be able to, hey, look, this is what I'm worth. Pay me what I'm worth. You should be paying me this, because I didn't. I'm not going to fault them for, you know what I'm saying, for what somebody else getting paid versus what I did. But at the same time, bro, you only been here a couple months and you already asking for a raise. Like, learn your job first. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, some people just don't want to put in the work to be able to get, they want to get what you get the same time you get. If they feel like you come to work at 6 and they come to 6, we the same.
Right. I don't think we know how powerful we really are at the end of the day, as a race. We have a slave mentality in terms of all of us collectively, not individually. You know what I'm saying? No, it's a fact. But from a collective standpoint, we just succumb to things that we really don't need to succumb to if we just put our stuff and our resources together. I be thinking about shit like, what would the NFL be without us? What would the NBA be without us? You know what I'm saying? Just things like that. What if all these athletes and stuff like that went to HBCUs, and you know what I'm saying? Just where would it be? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, or we spend the most money in terms from an economic standpoint, you know, but when we spend it from an economic standpoint, it depreciates. So we don't spend money on things that appreciate. So if we was just to stick together and support one another and do things just from a collective standpoint, do you know how far we would go?
Yeah. Remember we talked about, you know, representation matters. And this, I don't know why this is just clicking during this show with me, but young Black men, young Black guys, you see yourself represented in the NBA, in the NFL. So naturally, that's something, and you know that they make a lot of money. So naturally, that's something you will want to gravitate towards. But I just feel like if you, again, I just keep going back to education. You know, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, education, because a lot of times they don't know what the rest of us out here are making, and then they don't understand that NFL or that NBA money isn't forever, And then they don't understand that everybody ain't LeBron James or Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna get that. Everybody ain't gonna get that big bag. You know what I mean? Some people get in the league for a half a season, or they make it to the summer league. You know what I mean? And they get that summer league bag, and they out of there. So what are you gonna do to sustain yourself other than that? Are you gonna be a trainer? You're gonna be a coach. You're gonna be a scout. What else you bringing to the table? And it ties what Emil said, which is education. Once you have the education and you have that knowledge, you will always be sustainable. But again, in our community, we prop up the things which we don't understand. And it's all generations. Like, because I'm not just gonna bag on the young generation. Like, there's like growing
That's a
up,
fact.
people gravitated to the pimps. Like, you know what I mean? That ain't no educator. That was somebody that you saw with a Cadillac or whatever, and you was like, I want to be like him when I grow up. I want 2 on my arm, and I want to be dripped down. So it just didn't start it. That's just a mentality that's always been there.
But you know what, Mo? You mentioned something about the OGs and stuff like that. Let me tell you something, man. These youngins don't even respect the OGs anymore. They don't even respect the OGs. They, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, this generation, man, is something different, man. It's something different. I mean, I love them to death. They got, you know what I'm saying? They got my support all day, every day. But man, in terms of where we hit it at or what have you, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it coming from parenting? Is it, you know? But then again, it goes back to what you guys said. You got social media raising your kids and stuff like that, and you got, you know, these cell phones, and I don't know, man. It's just like when we came up, man, we had something called critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? Which we didn't lack. But you're right, now everything is so fast and so easy, and everybody wants it now, and it's accessible.
And not only that, I'm gonna make a point because I told you I might have to slide right after this. But
Okay.
The other thing is, I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about before. Like, I feel like in schools, nobody's teaching in Paris. They're not teaching financial literacy, right? They're not teaching them about credit. Things that you need to know and to learn in order to put yourself up to that next level. You know what I'm saying? I have yet, and I'll be 48 this year. I have yet to use pi or the Pythagorean theorem in my lifetime. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know why did I have to learn it. I would rather have learned about, you know what I'm saying, your credit scores and what to do to keep your credit up and savings and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this is where we are, and I feel like, you know what I'm saying, until we get that part, finding out what it is that we can do together as a whole, we're always going to be like that. Like, I think it's just a cultural thing. We always got to be the first with something. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And we got to be the first with something. If somebody else get it, I don't like it. So we have to be the richest in our group. You know what I'm saying? We have to be the most popular in our group. We can't be popular as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the other ethnic groups, I just see that, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, with the Jews, they stick together. They share the knowledge. And some people, you know what I'm saying, once they get the knowledge and get to a certain extent, get to a certain place, I'm gonna keep it for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want, you know what I'm saying, I don't want Fredo or Jay Will to get where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? We cool, but I want to make sure I'm still making more than them. No, instead of us making the same amount together, and we be that much more powerful.
I agree, bro. That's always been my mindset.
I apologize. I'm gonna have to step off, man. This is
all good,
definitely
bro.
a great segment. I hope to have y'all.
We appreciate you jumping on this, fam. We'll catch up with you, fam.
See you later.
Oh, absolutely, man. Y'all be safe, man, and keep it up.
Peace.
Okay, bro.
I'm definitely a fan.
Okay, back. Holla.
Can I put a button on that just for
Go ahead, huh?
Again, my mind always jump off to something else, but this is why the continent of Africa will never own its own stuff.
Right.
If you look at the history, China owns most of Africa. Yeah. And so, what countries like Ghana and Nigeria, over the years, they have tried to say, let's collectively own our own and raise our own money and make our own capital. But because of the division and the infiltration of other countries, the continent of Africa will never sustain itself. I mean, not in our lifetime. I don't know if ever.
How did it ever get to that point, Camilla?
Niggas.
I mean, because they made treaties, they made, imperialism, all of these things. I mean, this is why history fascinates me. But literally, the saddest thing, because what Ghana has been trying to do in the last couple years, you all know, like they have a film festival, you know, it's a huge tourist location.
Right.
And they're trying to do something to build within their own country. But, you know, these countries these are Black people. And because they have been overrun by other countries and they owe money to so many other countries, they borrow, you know, like there is no way to be debt free in Africa. There is no way.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, and y'all can do your own research, but, you know, don't always take my word for it. But I know
we trust
a
you.
little about a lot, and that's something that's just really sad to me, you know.
No, I'm serious about that niggas thing. Like, honestly, it's ignorant people, right?
Right.
And from the beginning of time in Africa, there's been some ignorance. All right, well, I think I'm gonna sell this and it's been a lot of jealousy too. You know, like, okay, I see the Mobutu tribe, I'm gonna go ahead and sell off some of their people. And then I'm ignorant enough to think that the colonizers aren't gonna come back and get my people. So it started there. And then they had to sustain and get with other countries just to sustain. It started with Great Britain. Everybody has ran through Africa at some point and has colonized it. Like if you look at an African map,
right,
you know, it's different places all over the country, all over. But it started there. It started with ignorance, it's greed, and honestly, that's kind of, those are our descendants. So I talked to Fred about this off air. When something is embedded in your DNA, man, you know how long it takes to break that genetic code? It takes a long time. And if that's always been in us, it's who we are. And then I like what D Wade said. He gone about credit, right? If it's not going to be in the curriculum, what stops us from educating each other? You understand what I'm saying? The other races, it ain't in their curriculum either. It's at home. You understand what I'm saying? They set their kids up from the age of 14, 15, 10, 11, or birth in some cases to be successful. Because credit is an ever-evolving thing. You can't just develop it overnight. You know, so that's what we're lacking that as parents. So even if the village don't want to do it,
right,
take care of your own hut. And then eventually the village will try to they'll try to be like you. They'll try to emulate your style.
Well, in Virginia, I will speak up as an educator. In Virginia, in the last 10 years, they have made econ and finance a mandatory course.
That's good.
But I believe it's just 1 year. But what I'm hearing from you all and what I'm starting to reassess is, you know, that might be a course that you might want to do a 3-year minimum, you know, just to kind of embed it in the brains, because it's so, you know, it's almost like the 11th or 12th grade. Oh, we got to make sure they take econ and finance, you know, whatever. So I've never sat in one of those classes to tell you. I mean, I know, you know, balance in a checkbook, all of those things, and I know credit is a part of it. But again, 1 year or one semester of this course does not a lifetime make, you know, you know. So I just want to shout out Virginia education system. They do have that.
You know, they got to tell you how to count it so they can take it back with them damn speeding tickets they be giving you in Virginia. That's all that's about, how to take your bond away from you.
Wow.
Hey, another thing I wanted to say too, Fred, about the community, man. I feel like what sets us back, when we get a little bit of money, we want to look like we got more money than what we really have, versus, like, you know, you got a lot of rich or a lot of wealthy white guys. You might be standing beside in your damn local Arby's and never know he a millionaire. You know, he got on regular jeans, regular shirt, regular shoes. He driving a Hyundai hatchback, Subaru hatchback.
True,
you know what I'm saying?
And he's a millionaire.
But he got 10, 12 mil in the bank. You know what I'm saying? Versus us, we get 20,000. We want to go spend 12 of it on the chain. You want to go put a $8,000 down payment on a damn Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to.
Where does that come from, bro?
Being institutionalized, bro. Like, that's just somewhere along the line. That's what we think is cool. Like, for black people, we think we're cool by looking like we got money. Like, that's what we think is cool as a community. Even like young kids think you're cool just because you got on designer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make you cool.
I got a song for y'all. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop. Digging, right? It was the Cadillac, right? That was our status symbol.
Damn right.
And then another thing too, like Mo said, like other races, they set their kids up not only with credit, but like you got other races who, when they kid graduate high school, they got a business in their name. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole business already off the ground, making money. It's yours. Versus black people, I don't know why, but you got a lot of black parents who, well, I had to struggle. I had to do it this way. So you going to do it the same way. Like I did it. Like, bro, that shouldn't be your mindset or your objective. Your objective should be, well, I did it this way, so my kids wouldn't have to struggle and do it the same way I did. Right. You know what I'm saying? You should be thinking about generational wealth. So if I had to struggle to get this and now I'm successful, let me think about how I can make my kids successful before they even know what success is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, agreed. It's just a messed up mindset.
So let me say this then, and then we'll wrap this up. So you said something in terms of us, you know, saying us being institutionalized from a materialism standpoint in terms of the things that we have to look good, but we really can't afford it. Would you attribute that to insecurities as well?
Yes, because for sure. Because you got a lot of black people who feel like we are the minority. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're the minority, so I got to make myself stand out. But really, you playing right into their hands. Like Art said, you making all your money, you giving it right back to white people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's what Jay Will said too about getting help mentally, right? So if I'm down bad and I don't have shit, these shoes can make me feel like somebody. You know what I mean? If I don't have anything at home or my relationship is strained with my parents, well, this car can make me feel like somebody. Yep. Because the attention that I'm gonna get when I'm in it. You understand what I'm saying? If it's a young lady and she got on a certain pair of heels or a bag, it might attract a man. It won't, but it might in her mind.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, no, that bag. Right. Hey, we ain't looking at the person. I'll tell you that right now. But that it's just a self-esteem thing. So we put our self-esteem and our trust in materialistic things. And
it's funny to what you guys just talked about, especially you, Jay Will. I've experienced that. I've actually been guilty of that. I told Mo a story the other day when we was rapping this past weekend in terms of I used to be in the real estate field, right? In the market, I wasn't prepared, or not a lot of people wasn't prepared for the market to crash back in 2007, 2008. So I pretty much lost every damn thing. I lost, everything. You know what I'm saying? Houses, every daggone thing, man. It just crashed and burned, had no money. I had to start from scratch all over again. Couldn't support, couldn't support my kids the way the way I was accustomed to and everything. And it made me feel away because I was used to having us, I was used to having this. It was, I was used to seeing certain digits in my bank account and stuff like that. And then I found myself putting on a front and trying to make myself be something to the fact that I'm not. So I can understand that. I'm just putting myself out there, bro.
I feel like we all have to a certain point. It's just all about growing up, though.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody has. Some people got it worse than others, but I feel like everybody has made an impulse buy just because they feel like it'll make them look bigger than what they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like it might not be nothing as outrageous as somebody else. You might not have spent $90,000 on a damn car, but you bought something that you didn't really need that you felt like was going to make you look cool to other people.
I agree. Hey, to all our viewers and listeners out there, do not forget to subscribe to the No Cap Sports Show podcast via our YouTube channel. Tell them what they need to do, Jay Will.
Hit that notification bell to get all post notifications.
Ding, 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 ding. So look here, guys. We're going to talk about it, man. We're going to talk about what transpired last night between your Tar Heels, Mo, your Tar Heels, Jay Will, against your Kansas Jayhawks, man. So let's talk about it, man. Tell us how you feel, Mo.
Well, first, shout out to North Carolina for even getting to the championship game because they weren't supposed to be there. This wasn't their year. They didn't have the top recruiting class in the nation. Those guys, they fought hard, they scrapped. All that being said, you there? You got a 20+ point lead. You tricked up the bag. You blew it.
Yeah.
You blew the. You came out in the second half, turning the ball over. Your shot selection was horrible. And I love Armando Baycock's heart, but bro, it's a difference between being hurt and being injured. If you injured, sit your ass on the bench because you actually did more harm than good, especially in the pick and roll. He couldn't guard the pick and roll. He was like a walking dead man out there. But I would, like I said, I'm not gonna ride too hard on my guys. It ain't like we lost to some scrubs. This was Kansas, number one seed in the tournament. A lot of talent on that team. I don't know about lottery talent, but this, so hats off to the Tar Heels. Y'all represented the Carolinas well. I just wish we could have won that thing. And shout out to the Lady Gamecocks for bringing home that hardware.
Shout out to you, Don Staley. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like, man, we jumped out to an early lead, and I feel like our players kind of thought the shit was over, or Kansas was gonna roll over and play dead. For one, y'all know I'm a North Carolina fan, but I actually had Kansas in a different bracket to win it. So you already know what I kind of felt going into the game, but I'm a North Carolina fan, so of course I'm rooting for my team. But when we jumped out to a lead, I told my wife, I'm like, yo, like, we're not going to sustain this lead. You know what I'm saying? The way we playing, I could just tell, like, we're not going to sustain this lead, because as bad as Kansas is playing, not as bad as Kansas was playing, as good as it seemed like we were playing, I told her we're not playing that well. Kansas is just playing that bad right now. They're not going to continue to miss these shots. They're not going to continue to get in the lane, miss easy floaters. I told her, I'm like, bro, we're not going to sustain this lead. So fast forward to, it's tough to beat a team in the national championship, let alone that Kansas team, when you shoot 29 or 30% from the field.
Right.
You shot 21% from three, and then one of your top players going in through the whole tournament, and Caleb Love, shoots 5 for 24 from field. It's kind of hard when star guys is shooting that poorly, but he's continuing to shoot. Like, that's what makes it. Not only the fact that you're shooting bad, you're continuing to shoot bad shots continuously, and those bad shots, a bad shot is basically a damn turnover, bro. You shoot that terrible ass shot, now they got an easy run out, fast break layup. They got probably two or three back-to-back and ones on the break, just leaking out, getting easy layups. You know what I'm saying? That's 9 points right there in probably 30, 40 seconds. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's bad, man. And then, like you said about Baycott, bro, like, Baycott, people look at he at 15 and 15, all he played, but bro, like, it's more to, it's deeper than that. It's not just he had 15 and 15. You see what I'm saying? And then with him going down that late in the game, forced us to put Brady Manick on the big man from Kansas.
Thank you, John.
What did they do? What did they do? They instantly went straight to the big man right at Brady Manick. It was nothing we could do. We had no time to adjust to anything. We literally had to throw him out there and hope he missed. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like Mo said, hats off to North Carolina. I don't do the whole moral victory shit, because you get a 16-point lead, bro. At that level of basketball you're at, you should be able to hold it. Right. But I kind of figured we wasn't gonna hold it, man. They was playing. We wasn't playing good in the midst of being up 16.
What you got, Mills?
All right, so much but so little. So I'll say, honestly, I did think Kansas was going to blow out UNC from the jump. So I told y'all backstage that this game ended up watching me more than I watched it. But I was pleasantly surprised when at halftime UNC had such a big lead, and I had to crack up. And I'm not a Hubert Davis fan, even though he's a local. Shout out to Lake Braddock High School. But did anybody catch his interview with Tracy Wolfson? In my mind, because people were ragging on him. They shouldn't have beat Duke. They shouldn't have been in the championship. And then you bust out and have this big lead at halftime. Basically, what I heard him saying was, "Keep my team's name out."
Yeah.
That's what I heard him saying in between me dozing off, because he was like, "Look at us, like we doing it right now." Unfortunately, I don't think I woke up. I think 17 minutes had passed, and maybe the final 3 minutes, I was like, "Ooh, they inching closer here," And then when I saw that I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna turn the TV off. I'm not gonna watch the celebration." But again, that shocked me. But to have an 8 seed playing a 1 seed, has that even ever happened before?
Yeah, it's been 3 times.
Okay, all right. But to lose, it is embarrassing to have that large of a lead and then give it up. But
hey, John, you like Don Staley
would beat UNC. but I'm just bandwagon Duke because of Trevor Keels. So
Okay. Hey, so look here. We had one of our viewers, John Q, said you look like Don Stelly, Camilla.
hey, John Q, how about she like my idol? Like I've been following her since the 80s at UVA. Like let's
Absolutely, man.
Really girl at heart. Did you see her Louis Vuitton jacket and outfit?
Come on,
Listen,
man. Louis
first
Vuitton
black
Letterman
D1
jacket.
coach.
Yes,
Listen,
man.
first black D1 coach to ever win 2 titles. Come on.
And she ain't even
Not
done
only
she
that,
ain't even done yet.
the first coach to ever beat Gino Auriemma in the championship game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something was up. Something is up in that vibe with UConn. Something is up with Gino. Something to me felt off.
I was looking for AZ Fudd. I didn't know she was sick. I didn't even know she was sick. They said she was throwing up and everything. So I didn't even know she was ill. Like, because I was like, why is she not getting enough run? What's going on?
She was.
You know what's going on? Gino, he looked over there and he was like, damn, I finally got somebody who can outcoach me, man. Shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Maybe.
And I ain't got all the horses in the race because for a long time, Gino would just kill you with talent. He had the superior
And
talent.
and he has good talent and
He
stuff like that. Paige Records is
nothing like Maya Moore now. He ain't got nothing like Breonna Stewart and Maya Moore.
Nah, he ain't got like Diana Taurasi.
Right.
Did y'all see on one of the channels they were Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird? They had a little podcast going on.
Yeah, doing the
And one time they was like this. They had nothing to offer.
They asked. I think they was. I think the game before they was asking Gino about their podcast. He said, I know them. He said, I've known them for quite some time, and I don't want to hear nothing he got to say. I was like, dang, man. But look at going back to the North Carolina Kansas game before we wrap up, guys. I mean, come on, man. I mean, second half, 20-8 run, man. That did it right there off the break. 20-8 run. You had what's your boy name? Caleb Love, 4 from 17 from the field, 1 for 6 from the 3-point line. I mean, come on, man. You got Brady Manick gave you a double-double. RJ Davis gave you a double-double. Babcock gave you a double-double. I mean, everything, it was right there. Let me ask you guys something. In terms of the flow of the game, in terms of, do you think Hubert should have utilized, you know what I'm saying, a couple more timeouts or something like that?
Oh no, most definitely. When they went on they had 5 turnovers to start the second half, and he waited until the 5th turnover to call a timeout. Like obviously, after the first couple turns, they were bad passes, bad turnovers. They getting on this run. Yeah, Hubert Davis definitely could have managed the timeout situation better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean. You know how it go in them games like that, man. Like you don't always just want to call a timeout just when they, you know what I'm saying? Because just because you make some mistake. Yeah, I mean, but the thing though is but Kansas didn't capitalize off all 5 though. So if we turning it over, but they're not scoring, I don't got to call a timeout. You got some coaches who are, but most coaches thinking like, okay, we turning it over, but the first couple of times we turn it over, they're not capitalizing. So let me see if my guys, especially at that level, like I'm coaching a high D1 level caliber guy. Like some of these guys are going to play at the next level. So I don't have to baby them keep calling timeouts. Now, what I do feel is when they got them damn 3-and-1s, he should have called a damn timeout. Yeah. Like as loud as them fans was getting for Kansas, and bro, you was starting to let what's his name? Ajbaji or something like that. Yeah. You was starting to let him get his, like, bro, listen, you got to call that timeout, bro. You don't want their best player to start getting his rhythm. Remy Martin hitting all these sidestep threes. Like, we gotta call a timeout, man.
And we've all been athletes, back in the day when I was young. I don't know why I always got a song in my head.
Go ahead, flow with it, girl.
We know how paralyzing it is as a spectator and as an athlete in a game when the other team goes on a run that you just cannot stop. It's like letting the air out of the balloon. And sitting there as a spectator when they hitting back to back, there is you are paralyzed to it, and you feel this shift, and you try, you try to go on a little run. You might hit a little, high percentage shot and try to get it back on, but it is so paralyzing when, you were up that much and you are just watching this train wreck.
Momentum.
And then too, as a coach, man, like I've been on the other side of these. Like when you go on a run and you basically in that moment you're kind of demoralizing the other coach. Like if I go on a run and I force you to call a timeout, that gets us that much more lit. Like we going at you this much that you got to stop the game to talk to your guys. Oh, like we really lit now. Like if we on the 8-0 run and we see the coach frustrated, he called one of them timeouts. That's why the other fans, the other team get so lit, because like as a coach, you don't want to call that timeout because like, damn, like they're already going on the run. I'm gonna amp them up that much more if I call a timeout. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Yeah. Like you want to, but then you don't.
I gotta call that timeout because the strategy I came out with halftime ain't working.
It ain't working.
No, that shit ain't. And I gotta look Caleb Love in the face and say, "Hey, bro, I know you one of my best players, but tonight
you ain't got it. You got it. So help out in other areas. Exactly.
Shoot some mid ranges because the threes ain't falling, bro. Like you about to shoot us out the damn game.
And I'm with you, Jay. If it's a situation where he has a veteran team, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then okay, you go ahead and let him play through it. But yeah, I mean that. Like I said, I thought he could have stopped the bleeding a little bit. But look, Arlen made a good point too. He said Hubert also wasn't helping back out. Kept putting him in screen and rolls. And Kansas was just, like I said, Kansas was just hedging.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
On both sides, the pick and roll was killing them on the defense and the offense end because he couldn't move.
Absolutely,
and he can't shoot. That's the other problem with Babcock. At least when he got two wheels, he can put you off the dribble a little bit and put you back in the post. But with that one bad wheel, like
got to use more timeouts.
That's also true, Art.
Yeah. Hey, Camilla, is it? I know it's something that we was talking about behind the stage. So, is it something that you wanted to, like I said, bring up before we end the show?
I did. Thank you for reminding me because I had forgotten. I serve on the Athletic Hall of Fame for Alexandria City Public Schools.
Okay.
And last night we just voted in our 2022 class, and just stay tuned for the 2022 class announcement. But I do want to remind people that if you know and you're from the area and have some people that you want to nominate, please go to the ACPS website. And in that website, you can search for the Athletic Hall of Fame. That'll give you a link to the nomination form. Now, you may say, let me throw out somebody that's already in there.
Ratcliffe
Thomas, right? And you might nominate them, but I need you to understand that you got to give some filler information. So if you really want Ratcliffe Thomas, is already in, but if you really want Ratcliffe Thomas, you need to give as much information, sway the committee to say, you know what, we want this person in. We want to vote this person into the Hall of Fame. So for all of you out there listening, please, if you have somebody in mind, there is a list from 2014 on of people who are already in the Hall of Fame. But there's also a link, again, acps.k12.va.us is the website for the school system, and do a search for the Athletic Hall of Fame. Click on the nomination form, call the person, right? If you want to nominate yourself, that should be easy, but you want to put as much information. Trust me, we got. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm gonna scream for you like yourself. So, if you can get somebody to do it for you, it might look a little better. But you know what I'm saying? Just because afterwards, like when this class comes out, you're gonna have some people calling me and calling other committee members. Well, why? How come this person didn't get it? Or y'all messed up this? Don't do that. First of all, get out my face. Secondly, do the work, right? Because a lot of people want to shout it out, but they don't want to do the work. And the work in this is literally clicking on a link, getting some correlating information on the athlete, and shooting your shot for them. So thank you for letting me share that.
You should.
Wait, bro. To vote, or anybody can vote.
So, no, the committee votes ultimately. Anybody can be nominated who came through the Alexandria City Public Schools. So we have categories: team, coach, team. We have coach, contributor. We have individuals pre-1965, individuals post-1965. And we have team pre-1965 as well.
Well, look at it. To cap the show off right now, I'm going to tell you who I'm voting for right now. I want Ezra Worley on there. I want Rayshawn Jackson. I want Ricky Ross. Vote. Vote for them right now. They deserve it, goddamn.
Nominate those people and get the corresponding information on them.
Hit me up. I'll nominate y'all for state government.
With that being said, to all our viewers and listeners, we appreciate you rocking with us tonight. Other than that, we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.